This is tutorial 4-6, and in this one we're going to be learning how to spatially join two shapefiles and how to add counts to the map. We're going to be using a tutorial mix file 4-6, so we're going to start by opening that up. And the first step we're going to do is spatially join businesses with car beats. So you want to right click on businesses, go to joins and relates, choose joins, and up here most of the time it's on the join attributes from table, so just click on that, bring it down to join data from another layer based on spatial location. Right now only car beats is the only thing that you can choose, and then down here we're going to give it a name. They want us to call it businesses spatially join. I'm just going to abbreviate that BSJ. Then click OK. It'll take a little bit of time because there's so many of those dots that have to be spatially joined. The fewer, the quicker it goes. Okay, with that done, we can now remove businesses, and they want us to open up the attribute tables for this, and also one for the sick. And what they want us to focus on in here is, if we come over here to beat, we have this right here, and we also have this sick aisle. So this is what we added, and this they want us to look at, because in this table they have those codes and what they mean. So we're gonna be joining tables based on that. So we're gonna right click on the business is spatially joined, go to joins, and we're going to go from spatially joined back to table, and we're going to choose sick as our field that we're going to join, and we want sick code to be what we want it to combine with. And in here what we're going to do, just to make sure this works, is use this validate join. Goes through a little checklist here. All field and data source tasks completely successful, and it says that all of them will be matched, so that's good. So we can click OK, and now we know that it's going to work. So with that done, what we're going to do is we're going to go up to selection, and we're going to use what we just did to select only certain businesses. We're going to come in here, and we are going to make sure businesses spatially joined is the field we're working in. As you can see, you can also work in car beats if you wanted to. And what we're going to do is we are going to try to find unique business codes and just have those displayed. So what we're going to do is we're going to go scroll down, and we want to choose this here, the sick code, and we want it equal to a unique number. And the number they want us to have is 5812 and 5813. And these are all placed in numerical order. Here we go. And so I'm going to choose that one. And seeing that you want two of them, you have to choose and or. Now, saying that none of these items are going to have both of those in their column, you're going to use or. And with that done, we're going to click on verify. This tells us that it will successfully find those items, that everything we input in here was correct. So we're just going to hit apply and then OK. And now with that, we're going to open up our attribute table. We're going to go to the select, And if we come over here, we can see that what we selected was eating places and drinking places. And now with that done, we can X out of here. Now what we want to do is we want to create a shape file that is just eating and drinking places. So we're going to right click on our spatially joined shapefile. We're going to go down to data. We're going to export it. And we're going to save it in here. And I'm going to call it, I'm just going to abbreviate it EDP for eating and drinking places. Feel free to write out the whole thing. With that done, I'm just going to click OK. And now you can, instead of having to go to the add button, you can automatically just add it just by clicking yes. Now we want to go up here to clear selection. Now if we turn off the business spatial join, these are all the eating and drinking places. Now there's a your turn that they want you to go. It's a pretty important one to do because it shows you how to use the select feature by attribute table, but using a different search that we really haven't done before. So I'm going to go along and do it with you. So you're going to choose the select by attribute. We're going to clear because we want to get rid of that. And we are going to go down to, rather than use the SICK code, we're going to use the SICK description. So we're going to choose that. And we want something that sounds like something. So we're going to choose that. After doing that, you need to put a space. And then you need to put a single quote mark there. Not the double quote mark, just the one. And then you're going to choose the percentage sign and capital M OTOR vehicle. You have to check your spelling in here because if it's wrong, it won't be able to find anything. Then we're going to use the percent sign again and then close the quote mark with another single. Now what this is going to do is it uses these percent signs as like wildcards. So anything that's in front of motor vehicles or there's something back there or after it, it will choose it. So anything, any title that contains the words capital motor vehicle will be selected. And we're also going to choose or because they also want anything that has auto in it. So we're going to do that again. We're going to choose like. We just need one space after that. A single quote mark. Wild or percent sign or wild card, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to call it lowercase auto. Close the quotes. And we're going to verify just to make sure this works. When you're doing something this detailed, you're going to want to verify it. This is saying that it will choose everything. And then we're going to click OK. And I got to turn on the layer to see what we selected. Now all the ones selected are places that have motor vehicle or auto in their name. And we're just going to do what we did before. We're going to export that. Go over here and this one I'm just going to call AMVP for automotive vehicle places. And click OK. And just like before, I'm going to add it, but I'll turn it off because we won't be using that one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use counting. We're just going to have the eating, drinking places on. And so what we're going to do now is we are going to open up the attribute table for eating and drinking places. And we're going to come over here to where it shows the beat. As you can see, each beat has multiple drinking and eating places in it. So we're just gonna close that. Actually, we need to go back in there because we gotta summarize. So we're going to right click on beat, and we are going to go to summarize, and in here we are just going to delete what they named it, and we are just going to call this EDP count. Then I'm going to click OK, and we want it added right to the map. And once we're done with that, we can X out of there. And if we open up this table now, that's the properties, right click and open, each beat now we have a total. If you descending order, beat 249 has the most, tied with 261. So this is a good way of finding out how many features are within another. And the way we're going to do this is now we're going to actually show this on the map by combining this newly made table with a shape feature. And we're going to do that by using the car beats. So we're going to right click on that and we're going to join. And in here we are going to have beats be the first one, and now that there's two tables on here, we have to choose which one we want. We want the eating and drinking places count, and we want beats. And we're gonna click OK. And we're just gonna open up the attribute table just to make sure it worked. And it did. So with that done, we can go into Symbology. First, there's a few things they want us to do in here. The first is they want us to label. So we're just going to turn on the labels. Then they want us to go to General, and they want to change the name. They want it to be the number of eating and drinking places. With that done, we can go to Symbology and do most of the work now. This is going to be quantities and by color, and for the value, they want the count beat. Then they want us to go and classify. They want us to change the numbers of classes to 7 and go from natural breaks to quantile. With that done, we press OK. We will look in here, and everything looks to match the book. So then we're just going to click OK. Then we can turn off the eating and drinking places. And right now we have a map that shows what areas have the most eating and drinking places. Right here is one of the leaders, and over here and over here. And then they have the places you can tell which are the lowest. As you know, some of them don't have numbers on them. Those are just beats that had no count or no beat number assigned to it. And that is tutorial 4-6.